Hello, my dear children and parents. Welcome to class 9th of Indus Valley Public School, Rat, where we were doing poem 3, Rain on the Roof by Coates Kinney. Children, in this poem we have seen that the poet had described his feelings, his experience when rain was falling, and he has faced different sweet and sour memories during the rain. Okay, so here I'll be explaining you the poem. So coming to the first stanza. When the humid shadows hover over all these starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So before going to the explanation, come with the word meanings. Humid means something which is full of moisture. Shadows refers to the moisture-laden clouds which cast a shadow on the earth. Hover means move around something. Melancholy means sad. Bliss, happiness. Patter, sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Cottage chamber means the bedroom. So now coming to the explanation. The poet is saying that when the humid shadow hover. Here humid shadow refers to the dark clouds which are full of waters. The poet is saying that when the sky is full of these clouds which are moisture laden, are full of water and are about to bring rain. When such clouds hover around in the sky over all the starry sphere refers to the sky at night which are full of stars. At that time, huge clouds which are full of moisture move around in the sky, and the sad darkness of the night is wiped off by the raindrops, which seems like tears falling from the sky. The poet is comparing raindrops to tears, and he says that the dark sky, which seems to be very sad, it appears as if it is crying, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. He adds that it is like a blessing to lie on the bed in his room and listen to the sound made by the raindrops falling on the roof. Okay. So now coming to the literary devices used in the poem. Humid hover, repetition of H. Starry spheres, repetition of S. Press pillow, repetition of P. Lie listening, repetition of L. And one more is there, my dear children, cottage chamber, CC, repetition. You can see here in your third last line, cottage chamber. Please add this also in your alliteration. So 5 alliteration is there in the first stanza. Coming to the onomatopoeia, the use of sound word to create a dramatic effects and auditory imagery. So patter is the use of sound word. It is sound made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop. Personification, treating a non-living thing as a living being. Darkness has been personified when he says that it is sad. Coming to the next, transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. So it means कि एक एडजेक्टिव जो नाउन को डिफाइन करता है, जिसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, उसको ना डिफाइन करके दूसरे नाउन को डिफाइन कर रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द मेलैंकली डार्कनेस. So melancholy is the adjective used with darkness, but here it is not defining darkness. It is referring to the sad people. Okay? तो मतलब जो adjective use हुआ है noun के साथ, उस noun को particularly वो define नहीं कर रहा है, but it is going to define the other noun. Okay? So it is melancholy darkness, that is not defining darkness, but it is referring to the sad people. Okay, children? Coming to the second stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So now tinkle means short light ringing sound. Shingles are rectangular wooden tiles used on the roof. Echo is repeated sound. Woof, weft, the thread woven across the loom. Patter, sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Busy being here refers to human being, but here in the poem it is the poet himself. Okay. Now coming to the explanation of the poem. The poet is expressing his feeling when he hears the raindrop falling on the rooftop of his house. He says that every tinkle on the shingles had an echo in the heart. Whenever he hears rain falling on the rooftop, the sound repeats in his head and in his dreams. He has many different fanciful imaginations. He adds that his sound of the rain falling on the rooftop creates many new different dreams in his mind. He recollects many memories of the past and come back into his mind as dreams. So, he says that as he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof, he has many new dreams in his mind and memories of the past come back in the form of dreams. The literary devices used in this stanza is again the alliteration, busy being, B ka repetition, their thread, T, H ka repetition is there, rain, roof, R ka repetition is there. Onomatopoeia, tinkle and patter, personification like recollection is personified when it says that they weave dreams. Okay. Transferred epithet, dreamy fancies, it doesn't mean that fancies are dream, but refers to the people who have dreams. Okay, coming to the third stanza. Now in memory comes my mother as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers. Oh, she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So, or old poetic word used for before, dawn, daybreak or morning. List, old poetic word for listen. Refrain, a repeated part of a song or a poem. Here the sound of the rain is being referred for refrain. Now coming to the explanation. Here the poet introduces his mother. He says that he is dreaming of his mother, as he had told in the previous stanza that rain brings memories of the past. It is the memory of his mother who is no longer alive. In the past, she used to love him a lot. She used to consider him a darling, and she would let him sleep till daybreak and have sweet dreams. The poet can still feel that his mother is looking at him as he listened to the song made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his room. The sound of the rain makes him correlate his past with present. That is why the poet is moved by the sound of the raindrops on the shingles of his room. Whenever he hears the sound, it brings back memories of the past, and he is reminded of his mother. Now the literary devices of the stanza: alliteration, memory, my mother, M, the darling dear dreamers, DD, onomatopoeia, patter, and the rhyme scheme for whole poem it is A, B, C, B, D, E, F. Okay. Now coming to the summary. The summary of the poem is the poem Rain on the Roof talks about the poet's varied reactions to the sound of the raindrops falling on the roof of his house. He says that the raindrops at night are like tears shed by the sad dark night. He loves to lie in bed and hear rain fall on the roof of his room because it gets back sweet memories of the past. He says that the sound of raindrops helps him fall asleep and gives him sweet dreams. He has memories of his loving mother who would put them to sleep. Now coming to the question answers of the lesson, poem. First question. What do the following phrase means to you? Humid shadow. It refers to the dark cloud which are full of water. Second, starry sphere. It refers to the sky at night time which is full of stars. Bliss, that means blessing. 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, means that people start having very sweet dream. 1,000 recollections weaves their air thread into woof. It means when people are asleep, the memories of the past come back into their mind in the form of dreams. Question number 2. What does the poet like to do when it rains? So when it rains, the poet likes to lay in bed and hear the rain falling on the roof of his room. Next question. What is the single major memory that comes to the poet? Who are the darling dreamers here he refers to? The poet has memories of his beloved mother when he was a child. She should put him and his sibling to bed and allowed them to sleep till late. They had sweet dreams in their sleep. Darling dreamer refers to the poet and his sibling when they were children and had sweet dreams. They are loved by their mother and so were her darlings. Next question. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? No. Now the poet is not a child. He is an adult. His mother is not alive anymore. So my dear children, these are the questions. Please complete your work. Show me. Go through the explanation and the summary of the poem. If any doubt, please do ask me in your doubt session, or else you can call me up anytime. Okay. So thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye.